hand.
Facts are facts, and I think that we should not lend credence to this kind of narrative. I think it's also important that as Ghanaians and as citizens, we should know that part of our accountability mechanism is that when you are out of government, the microscope will be put to all the things that you've done.
We'll hear from anti-corruption campaigner Thompson and as former NPA boss Mustafa Hamid and 9 others face 25 counts of extortion and money laundering. Also coming up, former NPP chairman Freddie Blay criticizes government and not Tong MP Okujeto Oblakwa over the Operation Recover All Loot saga, as he says there's been no investigation after the persecution of himself and others.
Particularly Okujeto. I don't want to, now he's a minister, I don't want to say too many things. I should not have a property in Accra when he has a property in the choicest place in Accra.
Well, we'll hear him on fallouts from Ablekuma North as he reveals the party is cracking the whip on a number of persons who defied the party's orders not to contest the rerun. Also coming up, scholarship bill speed rails through Parliament for passage into law amid concerns over transparency and lack of public participation. We speak to CDD's Dr. Kojo Asante and Parliamentary Network Africa. And in a Habitat series, we take you to Jamestown, where many residents live in homes without toilets, while some are forced to pay their landlords to ease themselves.
I was having a running stomach, so it was late at night. I came here, the woman has looked, so I have to rush to the marketplace. Then when I get there, the place too was full, so I have to wait. And I was standing, I was like, hey, ready? They didn't ever to me. It's in the good when you ask Hannah.
We'll have details of that. Also in sports.
The National Sports Authority has officially extended the mandates of the Ghana Boxing Authority's Executive Board beyond for a period of 30 days. It has implications on Saturday's planned elective Congress.
Well, details of these and more with me, Maame, Nyamekye, Thompson. Joy News, independent and credible. Please stay for details. This afternoon, anti-corruption campaigners are throwing their weight behind the special prosecutor's investigation into a 280 million Ghana cedis corruption scandal at the National Petroleum Authority, urging the public to reject claims of a political witch hunt. This comes as former NPA boss Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid and 9 others face charges ranging from extortion to money laundering in what the OSP describes as a brazen abuse of regulatory power. There's more on the following report.
The Office of the Special Prosecutor had been investigating a complex web of corruption and money laundering involving several high-profile individuals and companies. The investigation, which had been ongoing for months, had uncovered a trail of illicit transactions and shell companies used to launder millions of Ghanaian cedis. The accused individuals include Mustafa Abdul Hamid, former Chief Executive Officer of the MPA, Jacob Kwabena Amoah, coordinator of the Unified Petroleum Pricing Fund, and a managing director of several corporate entities, Wendy Newman, an MPA staff member, and several directors of companies involved in the petroleum industry. According to the OSP, between 2022 and December 2024, the first 3 accused persons allegedly orchestrated and operated a criminal extortion scheme collecting 208,516,127 cedis, 19 pesos from petroleum transporters and oil marketing companies. The scheme was initiated by Abdul Hamid and implemented by Jacob Amoah and Wendy Newman, exploiting their positions within the MPA. At the center of the allegations was Jacob Amoah, accused of handing 24 million cedis directly to Abdul Hamid, a suspect in a separate investigation. That's between January and December 2024. Further investigation revealed an additional 227.2 million cedis had been channeled through Newman, another individual, under Amoah's direction for further disbursement. As the investigation deepened, it became clear that the 4th and 7th accused persons had collaborated with the fugitive director of KEL Logistics Limited to create and utilize various companies including KEL Propnest Limited, KEL Logistics Limited, and Keynes Energy Limited as vehicles for laundering the illicit proceeds. The laundered funds had been used to purchase and construct houses, acquire trucks for an oil distribution business, and build fuel stations, all in an effort to conceal and disguise the origin of the criminal proceeds. The charges were initiated by the OSP in late 2024 following investigations into alleged unlawful conduct involving the diversion of public funds and collusion with oil marketing and bulk distribution companies. The case highlights ongoing efforts of the OSP to combat corruption and ensure accountability in Ghana's public institutions.
And that was the News Desk report. Now, anti-corruption campaigner Adam Senano, in a show of support for the OSP, insists that focus must remain on the facts, not partisan spin.
Facts are facts, and I think that we should not lend credence to this kind of narrative. I think it's also important that as Ghanaians and as citizens, we should know that part of our accountability mechanism is that when you are out of government, the microscope will be put to all the things that you've done. And anything that clearly has breached a law, you will be held accountable. The question is, are the facts that have been adduced by the OSP substantive? Do they show that a law or a policy has been breached?
Well, the Office of the Special Prosecutor has been criticized by former diplomat Dr. Tony Adu, questioning its competence and impact in fighting corruption. He spoke in an interview with Kojo Brace.
In the quest for transparency, coming out to reveal steps that he has taken to bring certain persons to book. But so far, we haven't seen any prosecution yet. And I don't trust the special prosecutor. He talks big, he talks small. He doesn't know what he's doing. It's a shame. Is he protecting them? Look at the mess he made of the Cecilia case. Look at even the prosecution of this guy from this MC candidate. It's never succeeded in any prosecution.
You heard the former diplomat Dr. Tony Adu in an interview with my colleague Kojo Brace. Now to the NPP. Former national chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Freddie Blay, is criticizing government, particularly North Tong MP Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, over what he describes as fruitless persecution of himself and others in the Operation Recover All Loot saga. The then chairman of Oral, Okudzeto-Ablakwa, had cited Freddie Blay and his sons in an alleged state capture in the encroachment on parts of land belonging to the state-owned Labadi Beach Hotel. He has denied the allegations and since proceeded to court. Speaking with Evans Mensah on PM Express last night, Freddie Blay expressed anger and resentment over the matter, as he says no serious investigation has been done since government resumed power.
Particularly Okudzeto. I don't want to, now he's a minister, I don't want to say too many things. I don't want to say loot. And I should not have a property in Accra when he has a property in the choicest place in Accra, and he says he's rented it. Please say no, they don't rent. You can't even be bold enough to accept that he has a house there. There is a saying that property is not theft. If you break your friend's house, you also be broken down. If your friend has been able to acquire it, it's possible you can also acquire it. But if you have not had it, go and cut your friend down, mow it down, particularly a mere agitation and propaganda. Very bad. Make it look like your others are thieves and you are the only clean person, when it's not true. Maybe even the opposite may be the truth. But as I said, a lot of water is passing under the bridge. Let's hope that we will be around for a while to know the end of what.
So you say all that was simply much ado about that?
Nothing. Much ado about nothing.
I mean, assessing John.
Well, Mr. Blay also spoke on the Ablekuma North rerun and the candidate's decision to defy the party's orders not to contest. He says although National Council had accepted her apology, a number of persons have been referred to the disciplinary committee for action.
Well, quite a number of people have been asked. In fact, in some cases, we have been referred to a disciplinary committee. We don't know the number of people because we are still going into the details.
All of them related to their decision to defy the party's orders in Ablekuma North?
On various issues, including that.
So what you're confirming is that certainly there are some individuals who have been referred to the disciplinary committee because of their decision to defy the party's directive on Ablekuma North?
Well, not just to defy, because they didn't offer themselves for, let's say, election. The only one who offered themselves for election is
but those who went there to support and campaign, etc.
Well, we did some acts that we should know. And said we are investigating what to do with some people who conduct being interpreted as having defied the party's constitution and the resolutions of National Council.
Well, Mr. Blair is also throwing his weight behind a particular candidate.
But definitely, I have an opinion.
No, you are just a member of the National Council.
Yes.
You must have an opinion.
Definitely have an opinion.
Yes.
Definitely have
do you support any of the aspirants?
I do.
Baumia?
Definitely.
You support Baumia?
I support Baumia.
Why?
Well, I think he's best marketed. The candidate that I have not changed my opinion about the ideas that he had for this country. I think maybe we did not do the marketing very well.
Well, a team member of the Dr. Mahmoud Baumia campaign team, Nana Komia, has refuted claims that the party's internal processes have been rigged to secure a flag-bearer victory for him. He spoke on the Super Morning Show.
This flag-bearer jostling is leading to sentiments that is going to divide the party along religion and tribe. You have rhetoric that is saying, we lost the elections because this religion don't like people from this other religion, and that's why we lost. That kind of rhetoric out of flag-bearer upmanship, you're not going to have that, tolerate that. So the National Council decided that after this loss, what is preventing us from closing ranks is this untimely rearing of the flag-bearer thing. So let's deal with it quickly.
Well, away from the NPP, concerns are being raised over the alarming haste in which the Ghana Scholarship Bill is being passed in Parliament, citing a lack of transparency and adequate public participation in the lawmaking process. The Parliamentary Network Africa is raising alarm, while the Citizens Coalition is urging Parliament to suspend further consideration of the bill, which is in an advanced stage. The Scholarship Authority Bill, which is as important as it is impactful on the management of scholarships in Ghana, was laid before Parliament on July 8, with MPs receiving copies of the 22-page document only the following day. The Joint Committee tasked with reviewing the bill completed consultations in under a week. We're joined by the Executive Director of Parliamentary Network Africa, Samuel Obeng, and a member of the Citizens Coalition, CDD's Dr. Kojo Asante. Good afternoon and thanks for your time on the Midday News. I'll start with Mr. Obeng. Parliament rises in a few days, and the Scholarship Authority Bill looks set to be passed. How do you think the bill's swift passage could impact the management of scholarships in Ghana?
Well, whereas it is important to commend the executive branch for ensuring that there is a bill that is in Parliament within its first, 6 months in office, it is important to also emphasize that for a space that has been ridden with a lot of scandals in the past, if you are legislating to address some of these issues, you must do it and do it right. If Parliament, the institution of the people that is intended to look at ways in which the people's voices can find expression in the lawmaking that happens in Parliament, do not consult the people at all, in these considerations, then it is problematic. To what extent have we checked with previous beneficiaries of scholarships, people who have been denied scholarships, development partners, embassies, and those people who bring their scholarship schemes to be, selected by the Secretariat, youth associations and groups, student leaders? To what extent have we actually factored their views and sentiments into this lawmaking process?
But is there any particular clause of concern to you?
Well, for us, we are looking at it more from the public participation, angle, because it is actually the public participation angle that helps us to highlight the specific areas, that needs to be made better. Without, parliamentarians who are on the committee, under 20 of them, cannot be considered as having the entire lived experience of how scholarship situations have played out in this country. For which reason, if they use less than a week to go through all of the processes that needs to be taken in Parliament for the lawmaking process, it's really untidy, and it's actually an affront to public participation in parliamentary work. And for us,
all right. Thank you very much. Well, let me speak to Dr. Kojo Asante. You are calling on Parliament to suspend the bill. How are you getting this done?
Well, I think at least from what I'm hearing, and actually good afternoon to your listeners, From what I'm hearing, there is some progress in our advocacy to get this opportunity to have more stakeholder and consultation. So hopefully, early next week, we'll be able to engage with the ministry, the sponsors of the bill, on the bill before Parliament. So I think there's been some breakthrough already in terms of what we are demanding. So I think.
Unfortunately, we lost Dr. Koja Asante there, but I think the point has been made. They've made some breakthrough in getting some conversation ongoing there. Well, moving on, imagine needing to use the lavatory late at night, but your home has none. In Jamestown, that's the daily reality of many, including 23-year-old Evelyn, who walks long distances and pays each time nature calls. Some residents are even charged by their landlords per visit. Florence Ahundagbe reports for our Habitat series.
Jamestown is one of Ghana's oldest communities. 23-year-old Evelyn lives here with her fiancé and their young daughter. The wooden structure she calls home has no toilet.
Because we don't have washroom in this house, so we have to pay. You go outside and pay for it, then you can use the washroom. I've had a random story, but for that situation, you have to make sure you have money on you. If not that, you disgrace yourself.
When nature calls, Evelyn must pay to answer every single time. And when the gates to public toilets are locked, desperation takes over.
But as for this place, the woman used to lock it around 8 to 9. It's locked. So if you go there and it's locked, you have to move for it. Go to the market place to go and use that place.
Evelyn has come far. From sleeping on pavements outside a company building at Arena to this room she now calls home.
Sleeping outside. That was when I met my husband. We were sleeping outside there. That's where we used to sleep. Before the town, we got an amount of money, then we moved to the market.
But her story mirrors the silent struggles of thousands. According to the 2021 Population and Housing Census, 17.7% of urban households in Ghana still have no access to toilet facilities.
To my husband, after you be like, we don't pay any power, but it's not that. If I know man aba, if you are not your mother come to see her, and if I not the befa, I want saying, I'm not going to be an hour so. Then I need you home. But back what I can say, we for me cost and if you improve on the toilet on the fee.
In Accra, paying rent does not guarantee dignity. In some homes, tenants must pay per use to answer nature's call or rely on neighbors if they are lucky.
I remember I took a drug and I was having a running stomach. So it was late at night. I came here, the woman has looked, so I have to rush to the marketplace. Then when I get there, the place too was full, so I have to wait. And I was standing, I was like, hey, you ready? They didn't ever to me. It's in the good when you ask Hana. So the man there, the one taking the money, have to go and tell those inside to hurry up because there's someone outside.
Evelyn's struggle is not hers alone. It reflects a deeper failure in housing standards. It's time the state holds landlords accountable to provide the basic amenities like toilets in every rental home. Florence Ahundagbe, Joy News, Jamestown, Palladium.
You're still listening to the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll tell you that persons rejecting the 10 and 20 Peswa coins risk a jail term of 3 years. We have details of that coming up.
Even customers now reject them as change.
They don't refuse, but they reject it.
You could face 3 years in jail, or in addition to the jail term, you could face 700 penalty units.
when budgets are tight and money difficult to come by. You want to be sure you get the best value for your money. These are not times to be spending money fixing expensive engine problems because of cheap fuel and lubricants. Drive to a Petrosol station today and buy your quality fuel and lubricants, and rest assured of fuel that lasts long and lubricants that prevent expensive engine problems. Hear the sound. Petrosol, clean fuel in full quantity.
When I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth with Kale Charcoal toothpaste. This gives me confidence all day.
Anytime you meet Amma, don't be surprised I smile showing my beautiful white teeth because I don't have cavity thanks to Kale Charcoal toothpaste for its natural charcoal properties. In fact, we are like twins. I can't go without my Kale Charcoal toothpaste.
That be why I dey use Kale Charcoal toothpaste morning and night when I dey go bed safe. It dey make my teeth white when it dey comot every scent from my mouth inside. My confidence level they go up, so I dey show my 32 teeth all.
Introducing the Kale Charcoal toothpaste, formulated with activated bamboo charcoal powder, ensures whiter teeth and removes bad breath. The strong natural property of the activated bamboo charcoal removes bacteria, absorbs surface stains on our teeth caused by coffee, wines, and tobacco. Welcome, Kale Charcoal toothpaste. Kale Charcoal toothpaste, Sankofa Yenchi.
Kale, happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
Wherever you are, the game is nothing without you. It's on like never before this season. Every major league, every cup, every qualifier, the players, kudos, Semenyo, Iñaki, the goals, the emotions, and the bragging rights. It's all on SuperSport, available on DSTV and GoTV. Get your DSTV decoder at 89 cedis and GoTV decoder at 399 cedis. DSTV, your home of entertainment. Go TV. Love it.
Junior, your school bus will soon get here. Hurry up.
Mommy, my hand is aching me and I'm feeling cold.
Honey, Junior's temperature is too high and he feels feverish.
Oh, baby. So you didn't give him the Encamol paracetamol syrup that I gave you the last time?
Oh, no, I forgot.
Okay, you know what? It's not too late. Just give him Encamol and he'll be fine in no time. Encamol paracetamol syrup, a strawberry-flavored paracetamol syrup, and it's specially made for children aged 3 months to 12 years. It helps manage pain like headaches, teething pain, and fever. And guess what? Because of the strawberry flavor, the kids enjoy taking it.
I can tell from the way he's licking his lips. And look at how he's jumping around. Hurry up and go to school, Junior.
Yes, now you can get Encamol paracetamol syrup in all pharmacy shops. For bulk purchase, go to NK Pharma head office, Abelinkwe, or call 050-658-8315. This advert is FDA approved.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's getting closer and closer. Yes, the Joy Sports Invitational Tournament at the University of Ghana Stadium on Saturday, August 9, 2025 is getting closer. So, have you called Slevin already? Well, if you haven't, this is the time to do so. So, are you a vibrant corporate brand here in Ghana? Well, you just call Slevin on 0540-106466 to register and be a part of this amazing experience full of great competition and wonderful networking. And this sure is going to be an amazing piece of corporate sporting action. The Joy Sports Invitational Tournament is put together by Joy Sports, the thrill of the game. I'm still asking that very big question. Which trophies are you taking back to the office? The CEO's penalty shootout, male soccer, female penalty shootout, unisex relay, unisex basketball, tug of peace, arm wrestling, lime and spoon relay, and swimming. Well, the ball is in your court. So now it's a must. Yes, you have to answer the roll call at the Joy Sports Invitational Tournament on August 9, 2025 at the University of Ghana Stadium. The Joy Sports Invitational Tournament is sponsored by Royal Suite Limited, Akono Ginger, Ifiwara, Ayuda, Ghana's leading services app, Abako Services Bibre, Game Energy Drink, Feel the Energy, Yomi Yogurt, a nourishing choice, and the luckiest, star 712 hash, luck is everywhere. The Joy Sports Invitational Tournament is put together by Joy Sports, the thrill of the game.
Welcome back to the Midday News, the sports.
The National Sports Authority has extended the mandate of the Ghana Boxing Authority's Executive Board by 30 days. The period begins from July 19 and will elapse on August 19, following a meeting between the GBA's Executive Board and the National Sports Authority. The GBA had proposed July 19 as the dates for its elective Congress, citing that the current administration's tenure expires on July 22nd, and so failure to hold the elective Congress would have created a power vacuum. However, the NSA's position is that delaying the process to allow the full implementation of recommendations from the ministerial committee set up to investigate the death of the Nigerian boxer Gabriel Olanrewaju, who passed away on March 29, 2025, was significant to them, and so they have extended the mandates of the executive board. And that's your sports.
Thank you very much. Now, President Mahama has revealed fresh details about the new Accra-Kumasi Expressway his administration plans to construct. There's more from his thank you tour of the Ashanti region in this report.
Hundreds of market women at the KDT market screamed in excitement as they welcomed President Mahama shortly after he wrapped up an inspection of ongoing works on the second phase of the KDT market project. One of the market leaders expressed confidence that President Mahama would deliver. She says, "We are amazed by what you've already done for traders. Thank you." In his address, President Maame assured the traders that those who are affected by the project would be prioritized once it's completed. Later at a thank you derby held at the Jubilee Park, President Mahama reiterated his commitment to completing key development projects in the Ashanti region, including the KDT Market Phase 2, the Swami Interchange, and the Krofro Market.
Before I came here, I visited the market and I spoke to the contractors, and we're going to accelerate work on it. And by the grace of God, next year we'll be able to go with Otumfuo Osei the second and open that market. Under the big push, we're going to continue the Swami Interchange and complete it. In addition, the long-awaited Accra-Kumasi Expressway is on course. Feasibility and design work are in progress. And God willing, we shall cut the sod early next year for the start of this iconic project.
A 7-year-old boy was left humiliated after he soiled himself, all because a public toilet attendant rejected his 520 peso coins. It's part of a growing trend in Accra's markets where traders and service providers increasingly reject the country's smallest legal tender. There's more in this report by Jemima Ando.
Fozia Ibrahim sells spoons at the Kingsway Market. But recently, her concerns have stretched far beyond the goods she sells. A few weeks ago, she handed her 7-year-old son 3 20 peso coins to use the public toilet near their home at Abuso Kai Zongo. What followed left her in shock.
Me bejuma ana me ma me ba no 20 pesos miensa say ya baby so de na ofa nko me ko ya na kwan discount ba so okoya pam no say en discount no ento toilet gu no fa no ma issues are order no say.
Has the government said we shouldn't use the 5, 10 and 20 pesos anymore? Even customers now reject them as change. What do we do?
Fozia is not alone. At the Kwame Nkrumah Circle, Mavis Kwanda has been selling coins for nearly a decade.
Now, many reject them. They are no longer accepted. The government hasn't said that, and it feels unfair.
At the Circle Lorry Station, the branch secretary, Ni Amponsa, says many drivers and bus conductors now refuse to accept the coins.
Well, the battle for who becomes Northern Zonal Champions is underway in Tamale. 19 schools alongside private entrants are locked in 5 contests for a place at the 2025 National Science and Math Quiz. Ghana Senior High School, last year's Zonal Champions, are back in the race after earning a second chance. They initially lost to their qualifier to Kalpohin Senior High School, but were readmitted after Sakogu Senior High Technical School pulled out of the Northeast contest. We'll bring you details details of that in subsequent bulletins. Well, right about now, what's trending? And Jackie's in the studio. Jackie.
Well, Maame, see, Mustafa Hamid is trending on social media with a lot of people expressing their thoughts after the OSP filed charges against him. Let me read this one comment here. Henry says that the same Mustafa Hamid who was crying on TV claiming Ghana must be rescued. Indeed, he really rescued Ghana. A lot of people talking about that. And of course, Stoneboy trending after his interview on Ekosi say on Asempa FM and also with George Quay last night on Prime Time regarding all the stuff that he said regarding his song with Kudus.
Thank you very much, Jackie. But we end the bulletin this afternoon with this plea from a commercial transport operator to the Ghana Police Service and President Mahama about alleged bribe taken from them just before.
John Mahama, you said we should reduce the transport fares, but the police officers have not reduced the amounts they take from us. When we load from here to Ejisu with 27 passengers, we end up giving monies to about 4 or 5 police officers during the journey. They are stationed at Achiakrom, in Suta Junction, Asutrin and Draben. They each take 5 cedis when we get to.
So this commercial transport driver wants the police to stop taking bribe on the street, and that's how we end the midday news here on Joy 99.7 FM. Up next is Pastor